Let me begin just by saying thank you so much to a number of good people that helped make this afternoon and this contribution available to the San Marcos community. My name is Daniel Guerrero. I serve as mayor of San Marcos, Texas. Coming up on 3 weeks ago, this community experienced a significant natural disaster of monumental impact, and since then we've seen a tremendous monumental response from our community, from friends and neighbors and family, from nonprofit organizations and non-governmental organizations as well from throughout the world that have come to San Marcos to provide help. In addition to that, we've seen a number of business owners, private business owners, great contributors, donors, and philanthropists that in our time of need, they've stepped up. And today is one of those opportunities to be able to acknowledge the support, the financial support that we are receiving today from McDonald's. And our community is so appreciative of this contribution. We're appreciative of every contribution that we've received over these last 3 weeks. And the challenge now is that while we have seen so much activity and action and involvement in these past 3 weeks, there's still a lot of time and a lot of opportunity and a lot of need to come in these next weeks, months, and quite frankly, probably into next year. And so this is a wonderful contribution. We're very appreciative. I'd like to have a couple of acknowledgments that I'd like to make, and then I'll pass the microphone off. Certainly want to recognize and thank Mark Moreno, who is the Regional Vice President and General Manager for McDonald's. He's here. Mr. Moreno, thank you. I also want to take a moment to thank my good friend Richard Gossett, who is also a franchisee owner-operator in West Texas. Richard helped pull a lot of this together as a distinguished alumnus, and also somebody that has resided in San Marcos for a period of time while he was a student at what was then Southwest Texas State University. So Richard, thank you so much. Also wanted to acknowledge Carol Belver, the Director for Community Action Inc., who is one of our recipients of the funds that McDonald's will be providing today. Thank you, Carol, for being here. I also want to acknowledge Bill Dorman from the American Red Cross, one of our recipients as well. Thank you so much as well to both of you for all of your service to the San Marcos community. We also have Michelle Harper, President and CEO for the United Way of Hays County, who's done tremendous work in these last 3 weeks in not only raising dollars, but being able to provide those resources to people and entity and organizations in need to help us in our recovery period. So thank you so much, Michelle, for being here as well. And certainly our host for today, this is his restaurant. He's the owner-operator, Mr. John Bowling of McDonald's. Well, thank you so much for your hospitality, allowing us to be here. One last thing I want to share about Mr. Bowling before I pass the microphone over to Mr. Moreno is John is one of the longest standing owner-operators of McDonald's in Central Texas. And it was my understanding, I think somebody shared a moment ago, that one of your restaurants in Austin was either the first or second to ever be in the state of Texas. And so we are so appreciative of having you here and being such a big supporter of our community in our time of need. Thank you so much, Mr. Bowling.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for being here with us today. Like the Mayor said, I'm Mark Moreno. I oversee the operations of McDonald's Houston region, which covers a broad territory from El Paso, where Richard's from, all the way to Beaumont, to Waco, and everything down to the Rio Grande Valley. So we have 782 restaurants in that geography, owned importantly by 140 owner-operators, just like Mr. John Bowling. You know, McDonald's is a small business enterprise owned by individuals such as Richard and John, and I know we have several other owner-operators here with us today, and we employ over 30,000 individuals in my region alone. So obviously, giving back to the community is one of our core values, all the way back from this guy you may have heard of, Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc was our founder, and giving back to the communities is one of the core values that Ray instilled on the entire system. And in the spirit of giving back to the community, we saw the devastation that the mayor laid out. And he was able to reach out to Richard. They have a long-standing relationship, and said, wow, we need some help here in San Marcos. Obviously, we all saw what we saw in the press, and it was devastating. Even a couple of John Bowling's individual employees were actually flooded out, and they're actually still working through that as we speak. And thanks to all the charities today helping out to really get folks back on their feet, get them back into living is a dire need. And actually, it's a need that's going to go well beyond today. I know this is just a first step, but the challenge is going to go out there to all organizations and companies out there alike here in the Central Texas area, that we need your help and we need your donations today. So with that, again, thank you, John, to you and your staff. I called Tom the other night, 2 nights ago, and said, hey, we're going to have this presentation, and he was able to scramble with him and his staff to help support today's event. So I'm so glad that we're here today. I feel really good about what we're doing right now.
On behalf of Community Action Inc. of Central Texas, I want to thank McDonald's and all of the people that have come out today to help us on this mission. We have been here for 50 years. We're not going anywhere. Our mission is to develop opportunities for those in need, and this community is very resilient, and I'm sure that we can help them rebuild the lives that have been devastated by these floods.
Again, I just wanted to say thank you to McDonald's. Thank you as well to Community Action, American Red Cross, so many other nonprofit organizations that have been blessed, that certainly have blessed our community as well. John, we don't want to get in the way of your lunch crowd. I'm sure you'll need these tables back momentarily. If there are any additional questions that you might have for any of the recipients or any of the representatives from McDonald's, they'll be available for questions once we've closed here. So again, thank you for your time. Thank all of you for being here. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your service. Have a wonderful afternoon.